try my best here not to disrupt the flow of traffic. So see how I've got this thing completely 90 degrees. It allows, especially on this super narrow road, people to come through. How frustrated people get waiting 30 seconds for you to load one of these. It's whatever. Gotta be a monkey to work at rolling operations. Whoop. There we go. Kind of hard to do one-handed. Here, let me do this. All right. There we go. That'll do it. A lot of stuff in here. All right, guys, so this video, we are gonna talk about marketing, specifically social media marketing. And I'm gonna try my best not to apply it just to the dumpster business, because I've talked to other guys in other businesses, and I think most of what I'm gonna say will translate into both businesses, or into multiple businesses, I'm sorry. And I want you guys to focus on this, because if you are in a blue collar hauling or, customer facing business where you have to deal with customers anyway, it's not like some contract that you're getting through another company. You have to basically sell. If you ever say the words, I don't want to do social media doesn't get me any business, I don't want to learn that, you might as well just hang it up now, because that is the age we're in. If you're 65 and you just don't want to deal with it, I'm telling you, start dealing with it, start bringing in more customers. If you're happy with where you're at, I don't even know why you're watching this video anyway, but I'm gonna just kind of give you my take on it as a millennial who's grown up with it all of his life and has used it to his benefit. I'll do my best to show you the best ways I believe you should be capturing customers and providing a customer experience and basically just generating business. So I'll jump into it and I'll try to keep this as not boring as possible. All right, so my credentials, I don't know. If you follow the channel, you might already know some of this, but basically had a 9-to-5 job, had multiple 9-to-5 jobs, went to school for marketing and advertising. I got tired of working behind a desk. I worked for one company, worked from home before it was cool, and I was making great money, but I absolutely hated my life. Started my own business. It kind of came out of nowhere. I was a kid who grew up loving sports cars, fast things, and I kind of dressed like a punk. Now I dress like a hick, I act like a hick, I drive a big diesel truck, and I pull a trailer. This was the first trailer I ever had, and I went all out. So first off, there are multiple types of advertising. Print, and I'm pointing at this print because it is printed onto my dumpster. Some might consider this a billboard. It is my dumpster. I ran some dumpsters for a while when I was kind of starting out or whatnot. They had no logos, no anything on it, so nobody could identify my brand. There's different types of stages in marketing. You want brand identity, brand awareness. Oh my goodness, we're going back here a little bit. Brand identity, brand awareness, and brand recognition. There's a couple other subcategories to all of that. But print marketing, one of the biggest things I ever did for my business was brand my equipment. It made a massive difference. And when I say instant, I mean absolutely instant. The first time I stickered one of my dumpsters, it cost me like $300, and I'm driving away and I'm like, man, I could have put that into some ads online. I wonder if it was gonna be worth it. I hope something, somebody says they found, me because of the dumpster. Boom, I am sitting at the stoplight, picking up the dumpster I bought, or that I branded. And somebody's sitting there like, hey man, I'm sitting behind this big green dumpster. It's at the stoplight over on Broadway. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, hey, I've never seen one of these before. I would be really interested in renting. All the big guys are so expensive. What are your prices? Boom, made my money back literally in that rental, because I mean, I can rent a dumpster for over the cost of what I paid to put it on there. So that was within minutes. Great story. Yeah, it did happen, but it's not always, that instant. but I can tell you, worth it 100 times over. But we're not here really to talk about print. And in this case, that was, I call a billboard marketing. I have my opinions about print. Print is definitely not, like I said, dead. Billboards, not the best way to spend money, my opinion. There are times that it makes sense, but you do not want to continue to do your marketing in such a just bleh way where you just throw it out to the universe. You want your marketing to be as targeted as possible. That is your best ROI, hands down. So social media, it's not gonna go away. As much as you guys might hate it, love it, get used to it, because it's not disappearing. It'll change, no doubt, and you need to change with it. Social media, for some of you, may mean Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and whatever in between. Think about your target market. My target market, primarily 19, 20 years old to, your mid 60s. Those are the people who need dumpsters, people in college up to, retirement age who are requesting dumpsters from me. Typically, the middle of that section, 20s and 30s, Facebook. That is who uses Facebook right now. Again, that'll change. Probably in the next 10 to 20 years. Could be 5 to 10 years. I don't know. I keep track of it. Nobody will be using Facebook the same way, and the generation before may be more interested, or the generation after, will be more interested in Instagram because, Gen Xers, super into Instagram and short media video content. So I'll have to adjust. But as of now, Facebook's where I'm at. But I'm talking about organic Facebook marketing right now. I am not talking about Facebook ads, which I promise you guys, most of you are doing wrong. The amount of dumpster rental companies that I see running ads is insane, considering there's only 3 in my town. That means all of the guys who run dumpster ads across the country that I'm seeing, and when I say across the country, I see ads sometimes from Texas, Washington, New York, California, and I'm in the middle of Illinois. So why am I seeing them? Because they're being used wrong. You have the ability to target your ads, but that comes with a big asterisk because you got to really know how you're doing it. You have to, hone in on a certain market. And what happens with Facebook, from what I understand over and over again, is if they're not getting the clicks in your area on the designated section that you chose, they still want to spend your money. You set an ad budget of $10, $20, $30, $50 a day. Facebook is going to do everything in its power to get all $50 of that, or whatever it is, in that day. So they're going to push that ad harder, and that might mean broader until they get those clicks. So, unfortunately, you will likely be paying for clicks that are absolutely useless. So stop throwing your money into Facebook ads or Instagram ads or any of those ads on social media until you fully understand it, or you can pay somebody to really bring you results. That's why I want you to focus on organic marketing on Facebook. And please stop, for the love of God, devaluing your brand with your social media on Facebook. Here's what I see all the time. This week only, 1-day prices for 3-day rentals. And I'm speaking for the dumpster business. You can apply this across the board for, let's say, lawn mowing. Now doing yards, minimum $35 this week instead of our regular $55 price this week, or whatever it is. Here's what you just went wrong with. Here's what you just did wrong there. Sorry, words. You devalued your brand. That's all you did. You literally just devalued yourself, and you showed everybody what your bottom dollar is. Again, words, sorry. You do not want people to see your cards all the time. That is how you slowly just bring down the value of your brand. I don't want the cheapest customers. I will pass up work to earn better work later. And you guys have got to get that in your head. And here's the deal. I know some of you myself included, will cut people a break when you have inventory. So on the weekend, sometimes I have a dumpster and it doesn't go out. And then somebody calls, hey, I just need a dumpster for one day. Do you drop off on Sundays? And I don't want to work on Sunday. So what I'll say is, hey man, I'll drop that dumpster off on Friday or Saturday, and I'll give you the 1 day price for the 3 day, just to kind of, get my dumpster off the yard. And I just don't want to have to come out on Sunday. You just made that customer so happy, they're stoked, right? And they were cheap, so they got the price they wanted. And you didn't have to put in the work on your day off. Here's the thing, you did that behind closed doors. Don't let the whole entire town know that you're willing to do that. Because as your business grows, you want people to just continue to pay for that service at regular price. You can cut people deals or, work with people, one-on-one. But you don't have to let the whole public know all the time. Because I see it all the time. And I made the mistake when I first started as well. People saw that, oh, hey, I rented for $315, or even if I did it behind closed doors, here was the problem. Oh, could I get that dumpster next week for the same price you gave it for me like 3 or 4 months ago? That's what you do not want to happen all the time. So, don't show your cards. Social media is not a place for you to tell everybody your prices. I want you to hear that one more time. Social media is not a place for everybody to know your prices. That is for your website and phone calls only. It's also not a place to tell everybody, oh, we've got this available today, we've got this available today, we've got this available today, every time you post. Every once in a while, for special things. Exactly, because I break my own rule. We just did a huge, junk removal job. I removed 3 big trees, and I have a bunch of split firewood. I don't normally sell firewood, but I have literally dumpster loads of it. So I posted, hey, we've got firewood. If you need some, reach out. I know it's the summertime, but we can, make something work. See how I didn't say a price? Price is for the website. Social media is for a place to create a story and engage with people. Because here's the thing. I don't need to push my marketing on them in a way that I'm shoving it down their throat. I want people to engage and grow with my business. So every time I post something, it's something we're doing. It's something that happened. It's something within the day that people can enjoy, or it's funny, or current. That's what it is all about. You want people to want to engage with your content. You want them to comment on your content. You want them to share your content more than anything, because that is the way your brand will spread. People don't care about your one weekend price or your 1 day, extravaganza, your one event that's coming up this 1 day only. The chance that you grab those people in that one little bit about that one little topic for that one weekend they might need something, no. This is where that whole difference in brand awareness, brand identity, brand recognition comes into play. You want people to see your content coming up over and over again to the point that they just recognize your brand on social media. And then when they need your service, they'll call you. You just need to stay in front of them all the time until they essentially need you or know somebody else who needs you and can refer you. That's what social media is for. You want to create a huge, awesome brand experience for people to engage with and recommend you on. I want you to think about not your local Target, not the grocery store down the street. I want you to think about the brand Target, Red Bull, Starbucks, Busch Light, all these different brands. If you go on their social media, they're not showing you how much a can costs this weekend of Red Bull. Go look at Red Bull's marketing. It's incredible the amount of money they spend on marketing. And it's because they are creating basically an entertainment platform for you where you can just see these awesome, cool things that people are doing. And I know this is, kind of hearsay. Red Bull's a massive brand. You are this big probably. But you need to imitate the big players in order to even have a fraction of the pie. You should not be trying to imitate your competition in town, the small guy running dumpsters or mowing or power washing. You shouldn't want to be like them. You should want to be your own brand and stand out from them. While they're advertising their weekend rates, you should be showing people what you found in your dumpster this weekend that was just crazy. Or, oh, I don't know, go look at my social media. I don't even care. Rolling Ops, or Rolling Operations on Facebook, and you can see the post I make. It's a journey. You can see the projects we're working on, because we're not just a dumpster company. I also have rental property. I have storage. I have a shop that we're working on, and people love engaging and seeing my company grow, and they talk about it. They share it. And then there's other posts that are just funny. All right, so again, we'll just kind of take a look at it first person here. I mean, this is the view I see, but let's go ahead and view it as a customer. So right off the bat, we've got the banner up at the top. You definitely want to have all of your services listed right away so people kind of know what we got going on. Junk removal, dumpsters, equipment, and storage. We've got some good reviews, and right away we just see some video that B-rolls, because that's the thing that I kind of have as one of the first things people can see. All right, so here's where I kind of told you I broke my first rule. We have loads of firewood now if anybody's wanting it in bulk. It's not something that I got a whole lot of shares, but you know, it's out there in case somebody wants to reach out. I've had 3 messages about prices for firewood since I posted this yesterday. So I know literally middle of summer, 90 degrees. If people are talking to me about this now, I've got this stacked up and I'll eventually be able to sell.
Try my best here not to.
Here is the beginning of the video that you saw actually, because well, I actually posted about it here. So oops, let's go ahead and turn that down a little bit. Maybe that'll help. But again, I actually reuse a lot of my content as much as I can. So we have mastered the ability to park in the driveway while simultaneously parking in the street. Happy neighbors mean happy customers. So other little things, junk removal jobs, before and after pictures. Here's a meme I made about Matt Rife. This is a current thing that was happening. All right, so I can tell you right away, this was shared 12 times from my page. Then I shared it myself. That was shared another 9 times. And then I could actually go into the people's accounts that showed that they shared it, and I could see it shared multiple times. This got tons of views. So let's go actually back out of this, and we can maybe see exactly how much engagement we got on some of these posts. Again, I'm not like Red Bull or any of those other companies that are big. I am a small company, but you can definitely see how much these actually reach people. So the cool thing is, like, you know, that was only reached a couple people, that only reached a couple people, but then you get posts like this where it reaches all kinds of people, and that's where those shares, you want people to share your content, but people don't want to share your prices. They want to share things that are funny or cool or things that are happening in your business. So again, we got people that shared stuff about our, storage that's coming together. People, engaged or commented about us getting the mini excavator back. Again, here's another load of wood because we've literally gone through loads and loads of this wood. But just stuff like that. We are getting comments and shares and, all kinds of stuff just from each one of these posts, and it just grows the business. Notice in none of these posts, you just see basically a story of what we can offer without me actually trying to sell it to people. And that's what you want to do. I am being identified in public now, partially because of this YouTube channel, but I'd like to point out, locally, not a lot of people know about this channel, which I love. But I push my marketing so hard, and I work so hard to be known, that when people see me in public, they literally will refer to me as the dumpster guy. And as insulting as that might seem, I love it, because it means my marketing's working. So that post is just a small example of what I'm talking about. But you should literally just use your Facebook or your Instagram as an accountability platform. That's actually why I created this YouTube channel, is so that I can basically keep myself accountable on growing. And when you do that, people engage with it. They enjoy it. They love it. And they will continue to provide you feedback and, encourage you and share your stuff. And that is going to organically make you grow. If you want to spend money on ads, you shouldn't be putting it into social media as much. You should consider it, especially depending on your market. And every market is different. Somebody who really knows how to run social media ads is going to jump in here and tell you that I'm wrong. But if you really know how to do it, do it. But what happens is 90% of you guys trying to run your small business on your own try to set up these social media ads. And again, people like me see them 800 miles away and they're doing you no good. If you really want to be good at running ads, you need to be posting your ads where people will see them when they need it. So that's the difference. Social media is you building your brand, building the brand, and people being able to identify you and follow you and enjoy your content over time. If you want direct marketing where people are sourcing your service when they need it, your ad spend should be in Google. And this is just like a bonus for this. I'm not going to get into Google Ads or Google My Business, but I will tell you right there, that is my secret sauce. Google My Business is the most important thing you can do in terms of marketing for a small business. I don't care what anybody says. A lot of people will preach SEO, and I will shut that down right now if I have to. When you get on Amazon and you try to buy something, or eBay or whatever it is, what's the first thing you look at? Reviews. You want to know how much something cost, why it costs so much, and then outside of that, you want to know how good the product is. If you look at two products next to each other and one product is $50, but it has 3 stars, and the next product is $55 and it has 5 stars and 10,000 reviews basically saying, yeah, you know, this is a quality product, you're going to choose that product. I would mostly guarantee. So why wouldn't I consider that the same way with my business? I want people to look me up on Google when they need me, and I want them to see 5 stars and 500, making up the number, 5-star reviews, or as close to that as possible. While the next guy has 1.9 stars, and this could be the biggest dumpster company in town, and 1.9 stars and 55 reviews, everybody's saying they're terrible. That is a blue ocean. And when I say blue ocean, that means there is money to be made. A red ocean is where everybody is cutting throats. There's no chance because everybody's cutting each other's prices, and until, you know, it's an oversaturated market. But if you go and search a company on Google and you see that distinct difference, you are either going to look them up on their website or you're going to call them. That's all there is to it. But again, you called them when you needed them. That is that instant gratification. And that also comes into play with Google Ads. So there's a difference between Google My Business and Google Ads. Google My Business is totally free. That's where you get your reviews and stuff, and your what do you want to call it, profile, where people can find you. Usually it kind of pops up in Google Maps. This is also on Apple Maps, which is a big thing that people miss because any Android user doesn't use Apple Maps. And if you talk to Siri, Apple Maps is what's typically pulled up. So if you don't show up there, oops. Again, I'm giving you some extra stuff here that I really didn't want to get into. But Google Ads is where I'd put my ad spend because that's where people are searching for you. So if you need to get more people to sign up for your lawn care company, I would put money into Google Ads so I show up on top. You know, back in the day, Google Ads had some not so good reputation because, well, before it was heavily regulated, you would click on those ads and some spicy stuff might show up. Nowadays, those ads are, you know, more trusted. If you actually look at recent surveys, more people trust those ads than they used to, rather than skipping down to the first or second organic search, which again is why, because there's still people who do that. So that's why it's really important to show up on top of the organic search stuff. And the best way to do that is with good reviews. And I know I'm skipping around here, but that is one of the biggest scams is SEO. And I'm going to say this again with another asterisk. A lot of you guys have probably been solicited by somebody who has said, hey, let me build you a website. I'm going to build your website. It's going to be top notch. And then you're going to pay me to build the website. And then you're going to pay me $100 to $300 per month to manage your SEO. I used to work at a company that managed SEO. And we would only change something if we were asked to do it. That was our managing. It was basically in their contract, but nobody actually looked at that. And when we would change things, it was upon request, or when we built the site, we would basically put in all the keywords we needed to within the images and, within the text as best we could. SEO takes a long time typically. Again, somebody's going to jump in here and they are going to rip me apart for this because, oh, SEO works so well for me, or, oh, I build SEO, you're totally lying. I am talking big scale, and I know a lot of guys who are in the business who would admit that there are some companies that will completely rip you off on this. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Here's the problem. You're a small business with only a few web pages. You probably don't have YouTube. You probably aren't super heavily invested in Facebook where you have so much backlinking happening. So what happens is you're paying somebody to manage your SEO and adjust keywords so you can organically reach the top, but then you're competing against global companies or giant corporations. So again, in my business, I'm a dumpster company, Republic, Waste Management, Area, or GFL, huge companies with thousands of variations of websites that all have keywords in them. Those are going to show up on top typically because they're so heavily embedded with keywords. So how is a company going to compete about that quickly? Over time, yeah, as your business grows and you get more clicks and everything, yeah, it'll grow up there. But you're paying a lot of money for that when you could reinvest that cash into something like Google Ads, because Google Ads is important. I want you to think about this. When has everybody ever in your life said, oh yeah, look it up on Angie Leads? Because I know you guys have been solicited by them, and I get in an argument every time they call me and said, why would I want to pay for leads that aren't guaranteed? I'm going to pay you to send me leads, and then I have to call them back and then try to get their business. I don't want to do that. I want people to click on an ad and then decide if they want to use my business. So that way I'm not trying to sell twice. Again, nobody ever in the history of ever that I've ever heard has said, go ahead and Angie List search it, or Yahoo search it, or Bing search it, or I could go down the list of, 4 or 5 other companies. Nobody's ever said that. Everybody's always said, Google it. So your best chance to capture somebody when somebody actually needs your service is on Google. Duh. It is essentially the new Yellow Pages. Yellow Pages, even the website, is useless now. Yelp. I've never ever heard anybody say Yelp it, but apparently out west that is a little bit more common. I've just never heard it here. So I know I just sat here and rambled to you guys about social media and my opinions on it, but I really just wanted to try to spark some thought. So instead of trying to use social media to, post about today's prices or this week's, whatever, devaluing your brand, I want you to try to actually slowly build your brand. That's all it's for. It's for telling stories and connecting with people until they need your service. So think about it. Think about how you use it. Go to my Rolling Ops website and my Facebook page, and you can kind of see that's where I'm most heavily active because that's where my target audience is. And it works. I'm telling you, the amount of engagement I get on there is incredible. And the amount of people who refer to the things I post there is awesome. I'll have people talk about videos I posted on there, and videos are heavily important. So they can actually visualize what exactly it is you do. So if you're into power washing, oh my gosh, the satisfying videos you guys can post for power washing or mowing companies or painting companies, contractors, like, your before and afters, or even better, time lapses. Time lapses are huge. Video is big, guys. You really should be posting video as often as you can. Pictures only tell you so much. I know people say pictures are worth 1,000 words. Video is worth about 1,000,000. So think about that. That's all this video is for. It's to help you think a little bit more about the way you're marketing. I'm not telling you I'm a guru. I'm not telling you that I'm the best marketer ever, because I'm not. I'm a guy who finished college, hated my job, started my own business, technically became a trash man, and love every minute of it, and it's been a successful thing for me. And that is not me telling you to become a trash man. It's a market that worked for me. It's not going to work for everybody else. But if you have your own business or you're considering starting another business, these are some things you can kind of just use to your benefit. Learn from my mistakes and learn from the things that I did wrong. catch you in the next video. I hope you guys decide to like and subscribe. See you next time.